Now, Julie's far more of an expert at talking about this than what I am, because I haven't had the condition. I have gone through a massive, being a professional trumpet player, a huge change to my performance, huge change to my processes in order to go from my 1.0 to my 2.0. And I'm a far better player than what I was in my 1.0. And the process that I used is what I'm sharing with you. Julie's been through the process, and she talks a lot about feeding the fear. And the mind can run away with this, because don't forget, you've developed this condition for a reason. And the brain has started to protect you from playing, because apparently you don't want to play as far as Brian's concerned. Well, F you, Brian. We're about to fix Brian up because you do want to play. Okay? So what's going wrong? What's he getting wrong? Then he doesn't want to change. It takes a lot of energy to change. And over a long period of time, you've been telling him that you don't want to play because of the issues that you might have been having leading up to the explosion of the dystonia. So he's going to take a lot of convincing that you do need to play. Hence clarity, hence the importance of messaging, hence patience, hence repetition. Okay? So he's going to send you a whole load of negative messages. This is not going to work. It's not going to work for you. You can't do this. Why are you doing this? It's never going to happen. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. These negative messages. Now, clearly, they don't belong in stillness. Hence the importance of getting stillness sorted out quick, smart. Because if we let those messages go, we are feeding the fear. And if we keep feeding the fear, he's gone, see, I told you so, you're not going to play. See, I told you so, that's not going to work. And when you have days, there are 3 different days. We've got progress days when things start to happen. You've got consolidation days when we're just like repeating, everything still feels cool, it still feels cool. Then you've got the learning days when everything comes crashing down. That's a massive part of the learning process. So you need to understand and expect these, and don't let Brian win. Because don't forget, your body's not broken. You can change the brain, and you're going to, right? So you've got to understand that the default's going to want to keep coming back in. And whether that be in the form of the involuntary activations or the activations move around the body, the psychology changes every day from happy to sad to winning to losing. This is all part of the journey. So if I can get you to understand that you are going to be bombarded with this. Some people have light messages coming through and little frustrations. Some people, it's dagger to the soul stuff. So we cannot let Brian get away with this. F you, Brian. Fubrian is for a reason. We're here to make your journey faster. And one of the most important ways to get through this is telling Brian that you're not going to stand for it anymore. We're not going to let him feed the fear. You want to get better. You need to feed him the result that you want. So rather than feed the fear, feed him positive visualizations of what you are going to achieve, because you're in control. Your conscious mind is in control. You are in control of every activation that is happening. If something happens that you don't want, we do the drills as prescribed, and eventually Brian listens, and the new default will be the healthy new playing, not the default 1.0 reaction. Okay? So no matter what, we can't be living a defeatist attitude in life. We need to have an absolute picture of where we're going, what we want playing to feel like, what it's going to sound like, what it's going to look like, and we make that, we visualize that, we make it in the brain, we imagine what we're going to do. We do all the drills and we attach the feeling to the visualization of what we're going to do. And ultimately, when you least expect it, Brian will go, don't worry about it. I've got it. You're free. We don't have to talk about this. We don't have to think about this anymore. I know what to do, then all of a sudden there is no more fear being fed. So make sure that you're very, very aware of any negative messages, bad vibes. Take the time out, reset, leave the room, go and do something else, take a walk, have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of wine or just some water, whatever you like. Get out of the room and start reconfiguring. Okay, we can do this. I'm doing this. I'm not feeding the fear anymore. That's old messaging. Brian, F you. We ain't doing that anymore. Let's fix this up the Fubrian way. Don't feed the fear.